Evening, good morning, good afternoon. How are you, my people? Yes, it's good to see you. And yes, Richard, it's a trophy for sales excellence. Absolutely. And we have the sales expert in the room, and we are going to engage him shortly. So welcome to our webinar today. This is Get It Right with Atara Solutions, a webinar series that takes place every Tuesday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. We do this, our mission is to demystify issues in entrepreneurship and employment. And we are here, oh my God, I even lost track of which episode we are, the number of episodes we are on. However, we have been able to, we did 26 episodes in season 1. We are intending to do about 34 or 38 episodes in season 2. So I am believing that I will come with the exact number next week. However, we are very, very excited. Last week was such an enlightening session, and today we are looking forward to more. And my name is Grace Nzula. I am an HR consultant and trainer with Atara Solutions. And I am also a manager at Vanessa Training Institute, a carpentry school. So if you're looking to enhance your carpentry skills, we have a Saturday class for those who are working, and for your brothers and sisters, they can always join the weekday class. To allow me to just give a shout out to the people who, courtesy of their generosity and courtesy of their sharing a vision with us, have decided to join our mission. We have obviously Balcon Housing. Balcon Housing is a real estate and, oh my God, what's happening with my share? Sorry. Balcon Housing is a real estate and property management company, and they have an offer for us. I hope you can, I'm able to share screen, am I? Can you see my screen? Okay. What's happening? What's happening today? Probably clicked on the wrong one. Right, so we have Balcon Housing. Balcon Housing is a real estate and property management company. They're based in Nairobi. They, however, have a 8-acre plot of land where they're giving us an offer of 400,000 shillings. So if you are here, you're a follower of Get It Right, and you're looking to invest in a piece of land in Nanyuki, they're gonna give it to you at 400,000 bob, and they can tailor make installments for you. Can you believe that? So they're not only giving it at an offer, they're also giving tailor-made installments for you. So if you're really looking for a piece of land, if you have some money somewhere and you're wondering what to do with it, or if you have a mission of ever retiring in Nanyuki, or just having a country home where you can drive on a weekend and enjoy your long weekends there, there's peace, there's beautiful views. Like you can see the photo. By the way, this is exactly how it looks. So they have their Loldaiga View estate, which is a controlled development area, and an 8-acre plot is going for 400,000 shillings. So please take advantage of this offer. And you can always get in touch with them on 0780 191919 or 0789 636363, or you can always get in touch with me. I'm your plug, for all these people, I'm your plug. And then obviously we had been celebrating 1-year anniversary. We have one giveaway that we haven't done, or actually 2, besides the trainings by Pathway Solutions. So we've had Balcon Housing, Stallion Construction, Current Technology, Intercity Secure Homes, Octagon Africa, Pathway Solution Services, Geotrace, Vehicle Security and Fleet Management, Shishi Naturals, and JC Beauty, Sorel Laundry, Career Management Center, and Flavored Cakes and Caterers. We also had Kapula Mintito, who we started the season with. So tonight, I think we can give away the Shishi Naturals giveaway. And then all of you are invited to the free trainings by Pathway Solutions. By the way, the training with Pathway Solutions actually get you a certificate. So you actually get a certificate at the end of the training for attending their sessions. And tomorrow I'll share with you what they're offering. There's a training tomorrow at 11 a.m. and another one at 3 o'clock. So keep it here for further details. So allow me to welcome our speaker of the day. I was going to introduce him, then I thought, you know what? sometimes it's good to allow people to talk about themselves. You know, you don't really get a chance to talk about yourself. You always have an opportunity to talk about others, and especially salespeople. You rarely get to sell yourself. You normally sell products and services. And I believe you have a, but let me ask you, Mr. Sam Karaoke. By the way, Sam Karaoke has a rich, rich bio, and he also has a book. I hope you're giving us discounts tonight, Sam, for your book, if there are any still left. Oh yeah, gosh, I forgot to give shout outs. I have a new mug. Have you seen Get It Right to the Tara Solutions? It's beautiful. Thank you, Alphas. If you're looking for somebody to brand your merchandise, please, I'm your plug. Like I said, you see how beautiful my cap is? Wale watu mnanichongwanga ati niache uluya kina Sol na kina Nelson. Wacha tu. Anyway, so Sam, because I know some of my friends who are HR professionals are on this call, we have a lot of fear, and most of us hear salespeople and we are afraid of either the sales job or actually the salespeople. Yes, we know they are actually the heart of the business, but why is sales such I don't want to call it difficult, and that's why probably you settle for the art, because it's an art. How come it's not a job for everybody? Or do you think that everybody can actually do this?
Everybody was born a salesperson. I can tell you the first thing that you did when you were born, you tried to sell something.
Oh,
you cried. You tried to get attention by crying. That is selling.
Right, so please take it away.
Thank you very much, Grace. I'm excited to be here. You have, as you have rightfully said, it's very hard to talk about yourself. But let me try now that you have set me up. I can start with an experience I had today. I was in a lift in some building, and then this lady looked at me and she smiled, and then she said, "You are the sales activator." I'm like, "Yeah, I am." And sales activator is a toolkit that I was selling about 15 years ago to help organizations become more effective at developing, coaching and developing their sales people. So I keep on meeting a few people who would call me the sales activator. Then in some settings, I find people calling me selling power, because I was publishing a sales magazine called Selling Power. So there are people who call me Selling Power. And then there are people who call me the guy who fired his boss. And that is the book that I have authored. It's an entrepreneur's novel, or a business novel that is very exciting. I remember one time again somewhere, I was holding the book, or not really holding. I was seated in a restaurant and I had the book because I was waiting for someone to come, and he had asked me to bring a copy for him. So as I was seated there, this gentleman walks to my table and he's like, "Wow, that's a very interesting book that you have. I have actually read it. It's a very, very good book. It changed my life. I quit my job, and yeah, and we had a conversation. Unfortunately, I didn't have the privilege to tell him, by the way, I'm the author." So that is a little about myself in terms of history. But for close to 17 years, I've been in the world of helping businesses and sales people and sales managers become better and better in sales. That question you asked, whether I was born, whether people are born salespeople, probably I got into it because I am not your natural sales person, the one that you expect to meet in the streets. I'm an introvert. So I had to master what it is. So as much as selling is an art, I love to consider it both an art and a science, because anytime I get to help anyone, whether it's an individual or an organization, to do well in sales, I approach it from the side of science. And that there is actually a very clear formula of doing well in sales, whether you are a business or an individual. So, I'm excited and I'm happy, as I've said, to talk about the subject of art of selling. And I thought of sharing this from some lessons I learned very early on in my life. After I left high school, I became a hawker. So I was a hawker for the period between high school and joining college. That is like for 2 years. I operated in the towns of Kisumu and Kericho. And that's where I was hawking. So any of you who are from that place, you might have met that young boy who was hawking all manner of clothes to you. But as I went there, I worked with someone who had started a few years earlier than me in that line. And I learned many lessons from him. And he has grown, and he's one of the very successful vehicle sellers in this town of Nairobi after relocating from Rift Valley. And I learned some lessons, and I want to share a few of those lessons. There are quite many that I learned. And even right now when we meet, I keep on learning many things from him because he's a master hawker. He's a master hawker in that he told me, I learned from him that when he was in Form 1, he sneaked out of school, not to go and do anything crazy, but to travel all the way from Nakuru to go and hawk mitumba shirts that he had bought, and he had taken them to a tailor and they had been redone. He had packaged them and he had taken them all the way to Meru. That's he sneaks from school to go and do that. And when he was in Meru, the shirts were not selling. So he had to figure out that he could earn a little more money, to earn money for upkeep when he was there before he sold his shirts. And he went to perform in the streets and the clubs and be paid for dancing. So he's a hawker in every way that you can think about it. So those are the lessons that I want to share with you. And whether you are running your own business, whether you are doing it as a side hustle, or whether you're an employee, these lessons, you will find them valuable to you. So let me share my screen to give you those lessons. For the sake of those who are taking notes and you'd want to know what is the topic for the day, that is the topic, the subtopic we'll use from the art of selling. And the first lesson that I learned from this gentleman is that selling is everything. It's the reason for business. So whether you are employed as an accountant, whether you're employed as a HR person, whether you are a musician, whether you're an artist, whether you are an author like I am, one of the things that you need to appreciate is selling is everything. There are many times that we come up with exciting products or very interesting ideas. And we think just because they are exciting and interesting to us, people should just buy them and we should make money out of them. So one of the things that we need to remember is that selling is everything. It's the reason of being in business. If you are writing a book, the first question you need to ask yourself as you're writing, I'm writing my second book, which is on sales, is how will I sell this book? If I am opening a restaurant, many people go and look at the ambience of the building and all that. My first question would be, how will I get people to come into this restaurant? If I am starting a show. That is how will I get people to watch it? That is something that I would do. And this is a lesson that this gentleman taught me. Anytime we would think about what it is that we want to bring into the market, the first question is, how are we going to sell it? Who are we going to sell it to? And the only way we are going to survive is by making money. And no one is going to give us money. No one thinks of us as people who need charity. We are going to sell it. And this needs to be a mindset of all of us. So when I'm a few times I've been called in by businesses and they tell me, Sam, we want every person in this organization to be a salesperson, but no one is willing to do it. They say that is the work of the owner and the salesperson who has been hired to do that. And when I get in to have that conversation, the very first point that I bring home is that we are all paid from sales. Not from the loans that the owner will take, not from the loans that our employer will go look for. We are paid from the sales that come in. Whether you are an accountant, whether you are the cleaner, we need to appreciate that. So selling is everything. And it's something that we need to keep on thinking. If your boss is not giving you a pay rise, ask yourself, do they have are they getting more sales? If they have more sales, they should give me a pay rise. If your salaries are delayed, rather than thinking, why are these people delaying my salary? The next question you need to ask yourself, have they sold enough to be able to pay me on time? So the second lesson is related to the first one, in that if we appreciate that the only reason of being in business is to sell, then you should sell on every day that ends with a Y. I don't know which of those days are there that don't end up with a Y. I'm still looking for one, but that says selling is what you do every day. Anytime you are standing, whether you are arranging your wares like we would do on the roadside, we are selling. When we are going to shop for the wares that we are going to come and sell, the selling is top of our mind. So selling is everything. When we are talking to anyone, you are selling. You are selling. So we need to do it every day. Actually, one of the things that he kept on saying, and he says even today, is that it's bad manners to go home if you have not sold anything. Anytime you show up, it's time to sell something. So if the day goes without you, without selling, then you're not selling. And then from that, I picked that selling is an active word. It's not passive. So it means that it has to be done by someone. So you who is there has to sell. When you're in front of a person, or for example, I have times that I've worked with people who are in the retail world, and they have hired the sales attendants or the showroom attendants who are there, who think that what they are supposed to do is just open the doors, let people come in, look at the wares, and if they like, they buy. No, that is not selling. That is passive. And selling is active. So anytime someone walks in, right there, you have to be in the game of selling, because selling is active. If you are called in to attend to a customer, if you are a customer service person, remember that selling is part of the game. And when you're assisting the person, you're addressing their issues, you are actually have to sell. So in business, we say nothing happens. Nothing happens until someone sells something. That is the thing that starts everything that happens in business. We don't wait for customers to come to us. And that is, you might have seen this with the hookers, especially with the traffic in Nairobi. They keep on moving. And when the road clears up, they move to the side that has traffic, because you go where your customers are. And this needs to be something that we need to learn. Actually, one of the things that happened with the COVID season is that customers seem to have moved from where where they seem to move. And one of the places they moved to was online, in the online world. And you need to go where your customers are. A market, I know people tend to think a market is where there are many shops. So I like how Nairobi operates. If you go to Biashara Street, you'll find all the children wear. If you go to Kirinyaga Road, you are going to find all the spare parts shops. If you go to Nyamakema, you are going to find the hardwares and you are actually going to get all the electrical people. And you can think, if I ask you, you know where you get what you want. And we may tend to think that that is the market, that that's where people open the shops. But the market is where your customers are. And you need to keep on asking yourself, where are your customers frequenting? When I started, when I wrote the book, one of the best places that I sold my book was in a cake festival. Because that's where my customers were. So I went there, everyone had set up their stands for cakes, and I was right there. And I had set up my stand for books, and I sold books. I also sold the books in the Homes Expo, because people who I want to read my book, those are the places that they are. So the market is where your buyers are, and that's where you need to go. Keep on following them and go for them. The fourth lesson that and this is taught even in business schools, is that the easiest customer to sell to is the one who has already bought. And what this gentleman taught me is that if you interact with any customer, whether they buy or not, they should never forget you. Because once you have that first conversation with them, always remember, it's always easier to have a second conversation with them than starting a new conversation with a stranger. So let them remember you. Let them know about you. And so there's that element. But right now, when I deal with businesses and they call me, because there are various, I work with many people who call me to help them increase sales. There are people who call me and said, COVID has struck us, come here. So I remember being called by one gentleman who, when the schools closed, and he's in the business of selling school stationery, he called me to go and help him to improve sales. Quite a task, but I'm happy that actually 3 weeks ago, we went with his whole team to Mombasa to celebrate a great year that was 2020, 2021. During COVID, I remember working with someone dealing with office furniture. When everyone thought that business is down for people who are dealing with office furniture. And actually in that industry, there are a number of players who have closed shop. When they called us, we went there and we hit the targets for the year at that period. And in all those places, you may ask me, what is that magic that you do? And it's all just going back. Can we have a look at all the people who have bought from you previously? And we work with that. And that is always a very rich place to start. And I would want to urge every business to keep on thinking about that. I'm always amazed at how much money people spend on advertising to generate new buyers. Always advertising. But we ask them, can you spend even a a tenth of what you are spending on TV advertising to get back your customers here. And they are always very reluctant. You don't want to lose a customer. If you just want to know the value of a customer, after this, you can actually do the math of how much you have spent on your oldest mobile phone line. And you will be shocked how much. There are people who are like, and why I've spent on airtime because customers are very valuable. Yeah, and that also relates to this. So the person told me, your attention should be on the person you're selling to, and not every other person. There are people who tend to keep on thinking that the customer who is you don't have is the best. Actually, the one in front of you is the one that you need to get to buy from you. And that is probably where, when we talk about the art of selling, we talk about that. And that is why probably you get scared when that insurance salesperson, we say, accosts you and tries to get you to buy. Because you have to get 1000% attention until you buy. You need to do everything to that person until they buy. Unfortunately, when I say that, it sounds like you need to do many difficult things. No, you don't have to. Selling, apart from it being a science or even an art, is an application of basic principles of human relations. A simple one is that people buy from people they like. So when you're in front of any person, always ask yourself, how can I be likable to this person? Simple. Just smile. If you meet anyone and you smile at them in the streets, 9 out of 10 of the people will smile back at you. And the good thing is that we think we are very intelligent, but our human brains sometimes act without thinking. So if you smile at someone, someone smiles back at you, they have sent a message to their brain that they like you. And if they like you, they can do business with you. Anyway, there are many ways you can actually get someone to do business with you. And some of us had to learn even how to smile. So one of the things that I know is that getting people to smile, I have to do many things. As I told you in the beginning, I'm an introvert. I'm the people who have to learn how to tell a joke. And you know what? I've taken a few classes on how to be humorous. Because it opens people's hearts.
So there's actually a class for humor.
Oh, yes.
Okay,
just Google online, you people who are there. How can I be more humorous? Yeah, and so you apply humor and it works because when people to like you, sometimes you make them laugh or smile, they end up liking you. So we need to keep on thinking, yeah, if I'm in front of a customer, number one, I have to get them to like me. Number two, I need to get to them to have a conversation with them. And there's very simple things about having a conversation with someone. Maybe you should come to my class, I teach you. And conversations that are actually will lead to sales. Okay. Yeah, we say that if they don't buy, always get a way to get back to them. Ask them, figure out if they are not going to buy, get back to them. There's a principle that is said that an average person will say no about 5 times before they say yes to what they are being asked to do. So when I tell salespeople that in my training, they're like, I don't want to be saved as Sumbua on their phone. And people in the dating scene, they say, I don't want to be saved as a stalker.
Or nagging.
Or nagging, yeah.
Yes.
Any of those. And I ask them, what can you do to make sure that that doesn't happen? And you'll find actually it's an application of human relations that you can do, and no one will save you as a nag. And a basic thing you need to do when you're in front of any customer, always when you're done with them, let them feel that the time you spent with them was valuable. And that way they will always want to get in touch with you again and again. And then the last lesson is that this gentleman told me that people buy that which they see has value to them. So certain things are very easy for people because if I'm hungry and I'm seated on Mombasa Road traffic running for a meeting, and I am from another one, I have not had time to have anything to bite, then a lady shows up with some nice bananas. I see value and I will buy. That is very easy. If it's a phone, if it's a computer, if it's a car, whatever it is, people see value. But this gentleman told me, but that's not the case, that everyone sees value when it's in front of them. So one of the things that you need to do is you can train people to see value. And don't assume people see it. So you need to help people to see that value. So one of the things that he would do very well when we were doing clothes, and I would see any customer who would show up and the clothes are well packaged in the polythene paper, and the customer gets interested, he'll tell the customer, tutafungua. Then the customer will think if it's a shirt, it's well packed. The customer would feel, no. He'll say, no, remove everything, wear it and see how you look at in it. And the person will think, yes. And so what have you just done? You have helped the person to see that value. And selling has a lot of helping people to see value. And one of the ways of helping people see value is always asking yourself, what are the pains people are trying to solve? What are pains people are feeling? And people are always having pain. So when you're selling anything, one of the things, for example, if I may give the example of my furniture client, I say people who show up in an office furniture shop are not just there to feed their eyes. I know there are many reasons why people shop. Some shop for therapeutic reasons, but I don't know anyone who would go to an office furniture shop for therapy. When people show up there, there's something that has brought them there. And it's upon you to get to them, feel what it is. What is it that have brought in people in there? And when they are in there, start hearing their pains. And their pains are many. So some will say people are looking for comfort, but there are many other reasons that are there. And some of them, people are there because they feel ashamed when clients visit their office and they don't like the furniture that is there. If they don't tell you that, and that is the reason why they came in, then you have failed in your plan, in your mission to sell. So you need to get people to open up there, and then you can actually demonstrate how you can offer value, that value to them. And then we say, be good at it, be good at it. And being good at it is be good at persuasion. one of the things when I ask salespeople in the opening of any training, what do you want to learn from me? And I keep on hearing people saying, we want you to teach us how to convince a customer. And I say, no, in sales, we don't convince customers to buy anything. We persuade. And to be a master of helping people to see value is to be good at persuasion. And we can spend a lot of time talking about many aspects of things you can do in persuasion, depending on which business you are in. Whether you want doctors to prescribe your medicine, whether you want people to wear masks, whether you want people to buy the dead car that you have. If you have kittens that your cat gave birth to so many and you want to dispose them, be good at persuading people. And persuading people is influencing them to take a certain action. And that is highly psychological. It's not logical. And we say the more money you want people to spend, the more persuasion it's there, because buying is highly psychological and very little of it is logical. And there are various ethical ways of persuasion that you can learn to become good at selling. And Grace,
Yes.
those are my 6 lessons. If you want the other 6, we can meet when there's more time.
Right. Why are you giving us anyway? I know I said we normally try and get everything within the time prescribed, but
Yes.
this is quite interesting. And I know for a fact that introverts make better salespeople than extroverts. That that we can argue about, because that I can back up. Because a lot of people think that extroverts, people who are extroverted can actually sell anything. But I believe it's the other way out. It's extroverts are hunters, introverts are gatherers. So they actually, we need probably both of them. I don't know whether you can correct me if I'm wrong.
You are not wrong. Actually, I've seen great salespeople who are introverts. I've seen great salespeople who are extroverts. From my science, apparently we do a lot of psychometrics when we are helping organizations hire sales superstars. I don't see much correlation between how great a salesperson is with their personality.
Okay. So yeah. What? How you just learn? Is this an acquired skill?
So there are certain. Actually, there are other traits that are required in selling. One of it is we find very critical is ability. Sales. If you ask many salespeople, what is the most difficult thing about selling? People say, I don't like being rejected. But we say rejection in sales is what blood is to a surgeon. If you are a surgeon, you must get used to being told no. So it should become part of you. If every day as a surgeon you wake up dreading meeting blood, you're in the wrong career. The same thing in sales. So there's a certain trait that is required to be able to withstand rejection and failure on a consistent basis. So you can actually be told no 10 times in a day, and you go and sleep peacefully and wake up looking forward to another beautiful day. And that trait we find determines a lot. And if you ask many of us, we will all tell you we have it in a job interview. So we have some psychometric tools that are able to measure whether that is there or not. But even if it's not there for those who are there, we actually can help you develop it.
So let me ask you, Sam. A lot of people are very scared of sales, yeah? Both introverts and extroverts. Give us like 3 things that we need to do to get over the fear of selling.
Yes. And it comes in many ways. Number one is probably the most important that we need to think about selling. When we think about selling, in many cases, we think about selling as bothering people. We think about nagging people. We think about pushing people to do that which they don't want to do. And that in itself is the biggest challenge to many of us. So when I'm working with sales people who are struggling in selling, I find that is usually the biggest challenge that they have. But shift that from people are in pain. People actually need help. And I have the help that they need. And if I don't tell them about it, they continue suffering. That's a mind shift. And if we shift our minds from nagging and pushing people to do that which they don't want to do, then selling becomes easier. If I have the best wear that I have, I would be happy to look out for anyone and present myself in front of anyone who has that pain that my wear or my products address. So that is one. Number two, we need to know that people love buying. People love buying. We tend to imagine that people hate buying. So just if you are doubting what I'm talking about, just go and look at the people at the queues in those supermarkets and see whether they are annoyed when they are pushing that trolley. They may be tired, but definitely they are not annoyed of pushing that trolley. They have put in many things in that trolley. And for your information, 60 to 70% of what is in that trolley had not been planned for to be bought. It was actually that decision was made in that supermarket. So when you are asking people to buy what you are asking them to buy, just think actually they like buying. So what they don't like is to feel like they are being sold to. And my role then as a salesperson is not to sell, it's not to make them feel like I'm pushing them to buy. I'm actually facilitating their buying process so that they can enjoy. And that again is an attitude thing that we need to address. And then the last thing that you can think about is that actually you are always selling. You are always selling. If you go to a job interview, now that you're in HR, what is a job interview? It's a session whereby you're selling yourself. If you are to get a spouse, there has to be a lot of selling for you to get the spouse that you are thinking about. So we need to appreciate that actually selling is an everyday activity that we are doing in many ways. If you want your child to eat vegetables, you're actually going to sell to them. And what we need to appreciate then is that any time and every time, whether it's a pay rise, whether it's a promotion, we are selling. So the skills that we need actually to excel in sales, we have them and we are using them. So we are not actually pushing you into doing something that is so unnatural to a human being. It's a very easy thing for you to do. So maybe that is all a lot of philosophy, but I can tell you the very simplest thing that you can do is consider that today I have to get 3 rejections. And how am I going to do it? I'll keep on asking people to do something that I'm uncomfortable to do. A simple one. I walk into the bank, I find a queue. I will try something silly, like asking the people to allow me to go ahead of them. They say no. And then you'll be surprised, actually, most of them say yes. If only you know how to do it. And how to do it is just give them a simple reason. For example, can I go ahead of you because I'm late? And you'll be amazed. You have just done something very persuasive. You've given them a reason why you should go ahead, and they will say yes. They will let you, except a few of them will be annoyed. They will tell you, I'm also late. But if they tell you that, then you're actually getting used. So get used of asking people to do something that you think is very difficult for them doing. And then you'll become very comfortable with selling. I think that's the practical tip that I can give you.
Okay. I get it. Please, my people, let's get the questions out. If you have any question, you can use the Q&A section of the webinar, or you can actually put it on the chat. There's Agnes who's saying, what do you have to say about these scenarios? One, business people opening their shops or premises from 9 a.m. Business people who do not say hi to customers who show up in their presence or premises, no smile, and they do not pay attention to you and have attitudes.
There's a lesson that my master hawker taught me when we were hawking, in that we would be the earliest in the market, in that by 4:30 a.m. on the market, they will be the first one set up and ready to sell. And it was amazing because the other people who will show up in that market would show up at 7. And he would tell you, people buy early. And so those who open late, who open at 9, probably they are missing out something. This gentleman, I am telling you, he's not a fictitious gentleman. He's a real person. His car showrooms are always open by 6 a.m. You want to ask me who buys a car at 6 a.m., but his showrooms are open early. And I think all of us need to appreciate that we can start our businesses early. So there's that one. The other one about employees who don't give a smile. Number one, probably they have never known that they have been hired to smile, and that actually a smile contributes to over 50% of the likelihood of a customer to leave money or not. So we need to tell them that they need to smile. But if you don't have a natural smile like me, train them how to smile. But we can go beyond that. I remember as working somewhere, and we changed from how can I help you, and other ways of getting customers to interact with you that really improved the likelihood of how long the customer will stick and the likelihood of customer buying from you. So we need if we have any attendants, whether they are waiters, whether they are shop attendants in supermarkets, whether they are receptionists at dental clinic, we need to make them know that actually part of being there is giving a smile.
Okay. So we need to train them better, is what you're saying.
Yes.
And to train them that they've been hired to smile. I can see my friend Karen here, who has been hired to smile, can actually relate.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Modesta is saying, I have a friend who is an introvert. She's literally scared of sales. How can you help such a case?
We say sales is this one is not measured, but it has been used by Brian Tracy, so let me use it. He says 80% of selling is psychological, 20% is technical. And one of the things that we say, and I think this for you who are in HR, you know this, is that every personality has what we call strengths. And and when I work with sales teams, I'll find I'm working with sales teams that have both introverts and extroverts. And one of the things that I do is to help people identify the strengths they have and to play the game from their point of strength rather than their point of weakness. So an introvert like me, if I was told, we want you to go to a networking event, and in that event, there are 100 people, like the ones who are in this place, and we want you tomorrow to come back with 50 business cards. I'm not going to show up because that is not me. I'm the type who, when they show up in an event, first thing I ask myself, whom do I know here? Extroverts like Grace, they show up, they're like, who don't I know here? And they want to spend more time with the people they don't know. Introverts want to spend people with the people they know. But one of the things that I have learned is that being an introvert, I can actually be there, and my best targets will be the extroverts, and I will make them feel special. They are all looking for someone to listen to them, and I, as an introvert, I will be there, and I will make them talk to me. So I may leave that event with 3 contacts that will end up being business rather than 50. So I'm playing from my strengths, and my strength is being deep with people rather than quantity.
Excellent. I like that, playing from a point of strength. I really, really like that, because I also happen to be an introvert, Sam.
Who has learned how to smile a lot.
Yes. No, the smile is a natural. You know, the smile, I can be smiling, but just a smile, not because
Yes.
I am about to, yeah. But who has learned to exist? Yes.
Yes.
And Karen is saying, actually smiling drops any barriers or hang-ups the customers had. The customer feels more welcome, opens up, and feels important. And that will be your opportunity to push for more sales or new business.
Yes. I agree. When you meet anyone in any situation, I ask people, what do you see first? And people tend to say they look at the hands, but people look at the face first. And you better wear the best smile so that when they immediately look at you, they feel welcome. So I agree.
Yeah. Randy is saying smile is equals to selling point. You hypnotize the client. So
yeah, smile ethically.
Not too much.
Yeah, it's a way to the people's emotions that say you like them, and therefore they respond by saying, I like you too.
Yeah. And like for many people who try to sell or who are in the business of bringing money, because we normally say a sale is not a sale until money hits the bank.
Yes.
So how do we make sure that we are bringing the money to the bank? Not just opening sales, not just delivering, but actually money hits the account. How do we capitalize?
Number one is to remember that right from the the beginning that actually the goal of this engagement is payment. So the first thing that needs to be very clear in the person who is selling, and throughout the conversation, that point needs to be in a good way.
21 hours.
Yeah, in a good way, that message needs to be sent to the person buying that is there. But secondly, the other thing that we need to keep on asking ourselves is what is that I can do in practical ways to get people to pay? So if it's a project, how can I ensure that there are payment milestones that I can actually follow through to ensure that they can do it? That thing that we can do is, and this one is to many businesses, give the people such a good value that they will be embarrassed. They will actually consider it theft not to pay you. Yeah, because there are sometimes they don't pay you, but they actually feel like, yeah, I think I'm justified in not paying. Yeah, but there are times that I'm asked to help businesses address that issue with the salespeople, and the salespeople need to remember that actually collection is the responsibility of the salesperson. It's not the responsibility of accounts. Accounts people, they will call and they will be mean to your customer. And remember what happens? The relationship between you and the customer is strained. So I, as a salesperson, my duty and responsibility is collection, because I'm managing that relationship.
Okay, and somebody is curious to know, the owner of the business closes more deals. I've actually experienced that. Why is it so?
Oh yeah, that is experienced everywhere. The owner of business will close more sales, except in a few instances where I've worked with organizations where we have been able to shift that. But one of the reasons why that happens, we say that if you are in school, and don't use this as a definition for sales because you're going to fail, but it's a very practical definition, is that selling is a transfer of enthusiasm from the seller to the buyer. Owners of business are more persuaded of their business value, they are more enthusiastic, and therefore they are able to transfer that to customers better than employed salespeople. So what we need to do is to ask ourselves, of the people we have employed, could we be able to bring them to that level of enthusiasm that they can be able to transfer more of it to the people they're interacting with?
I agree. And how I like to put it is the business owners, and just I'm adding this, the business owners are the vision bearers. They're the vision holders.
Yeah.
So they're able to articulate the vision. They're able to articulate the solution they're providing to the customer better than the employee. So if we come into your business, actually from my consultancy in HR, the first person to get the highest target is the business holder, because they are supposed to be out there bringing business and other people are supposed to be executing that business, not the other way around. And unfortunately, in our society, it's normally the other way around. We hire people to go out there and we execute, and now we can't meet our targets or budgets. Yeah. Instead of we go out there, meet the client, bring them in. Because if you look at even the people who keep coming back, the biggest chunk are the people who've interacted with the directors.
Yes.
Bigger chunk. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So
probably we should just call all our employees directors.
I think so. or really, but we really need to train them to buy into the vision, you know?
Yeah.
Most of the good ones have actually bought into the vision. That is our target. That is our, and that's why we're having this webinar anyway, because we need to help people be able to understand what exactly they are selling, to be able to execute. Right. So it's 9:04. Allow me to just give a few giveaways. If you can allow me to share my screen, some. We have a training by Pathway Solutions tomorrow. Pathway Solutions has been our partner for a couple of weeks now. And they are offering a training for you tomorrow. I'm just trying to get a hold of the, okay. There is mastering job interviews happening tomorrow. And also, but then they have trainings every Wednesday for our people, sorry. And so tomorrow we have mastering job interviews. And we also have a start. Tomorrow is what date? 13th. So 13th we have one. Okay. So tomorrow is 7 to 8:30 p.m. That's when we have mastering job interviews. Let me just share my screen so that you can see what's upcoming by Pathway Solutions. So tomorrow from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. is mastering job interviews. So you are requested to email Frank at Pathway Service Solutions. He'll actually put his email address on the chat right now. You can email him and he'll be able to link you up. You can also email me and I'll be able to send you the link. There's also training next week, which is Mashujaa Day on creating and managing your corporate brand. Which is happening at 3 to 6 p.m. on Wednesday next week. And then we have the Wednesday after that is startup and writing business plans. And then we have the 7 C's of communication on the 27th. So this is the plan for the month. There's one happening. There was one last week on the 6th. Then there's tomorrow, Wednesday next week, and the other Wednesdays to follow. So if you're looking to master job interviews, please get in touch with myself or Mr. Frank, who I'm sure will put his email address on the chat, and then you can be able to get at that. So allow me to just ask you, oh yeah, and gosh, I have no manners. This webinar is brought to you by Atara Solutions, courtesy of Balcon Housing and Stallion Construction Company. Mr. Sam, give us 2 pointers to close this.
I didn't close.
As in like take home. Like
yes,
take home.
Just always be looking out how people are selling. If you are not a salesperson, look at how people are selling, whether it's that waiter who is serving you, whether it's a matatu conductor, getting people to board their matatus. Look at it and keep on asking yourself, how could they do it better? And if you can pick out what they could do better, ask yourself, how can that apply to my business? And you will learn quite a lot by asking those questions. The other thing is that if you are not in sales, one of the best things that I enjoy is converting people who are not salespeople to become salespeople. If you are not in sales, whichever aspect of business you are in, ask for an opportunity to be in sales. So I've changed finance managers to sales people. I've changed actuaries to sales people. I've changed some doctors to sales people. Look out for those opportunities. You will be amazed on what you will do. And actually, many of them are like, I wish I was told this early on. So that becomes very important for you. And even for those who run businesses, I know some of you, it's because of circumstances, or you think it's a side hustle. Show up in that shop and say, I'm today going to be the best salesperson in this. And then lastly, we give, now that you're giving giveaway, I would ask you, I have a free sales course that anyone can take. whether you're an employee or yourself, is a course that we created at the start of COVID to help people become better and deal with the issues around that. But the principles in it are applicable if you are in any difficult situation, including those who are saying the political temperatures are rising and business might suffer. So you can send, I think you can share my email, and people can send and we can share the link to it.
Okay, what we normally do is we normally send the presentation, if you allow. You can share the presentation with me, and we can share the presentation and the link to the recording, which we upload on Fridays on our YouTube channel. And then the people can get in touch with you. And always, if we have hosted anyone on this platform and you want to get in touch with them, I'm your plug, please. If you cannot get some, if you're not able to even read that email, just WhatsApp me or email me, and I'll be able to hook you up with Sam, and he can be able to also get you the free sales course for you, so that at least you can get to polish a bit of this. Where and how does the training happen, Sam, if you may?
We have various training approaches. For organizations that have more than one salesperson, we could do that in your organization in-house trainings. We conduct online courses, which we share, and we do them also in open courses in hotels. But apart from the free one, we have some recorded trainings that you can get online.
So the free ones are which ones?
The one that I have shared, and we have others. Yeah, the one for COVID.
Okay, sawa. So when they email, they will say...
Yeah, you can email me and you can get all that information. You can also visit our website at growthpartners.co.ke. Okay. And you can see all the things that we offer around sales including the psychometrics that I have talked about.
Excellent. So thank you very much. Yes, so allow me to also recognize my cap today. I have a new cap, if you can see. It's very beautiful. I love it. This was gifted to me by A+ Labels. They have done such an amazing job. And yes, on 30th of November, from 30th of November is the last Tuesday of the month, we are closing this webinar series on a meet and greet session. We have an awesome networking session. We are going to release more details by the end of this week on where the event is happening, but it's obviously in Nairobi, and it will be on a Tuesday, 30th of November. So start shopping. Dress code is a cocktail wear with a touch of African. So anza kutafuta ile kitamba yako ya kitenge, or you start looking for your kitenge tie or a pair of shoes or whatever African you want to get. However African you want to get, it's cocktail wear with a touch of African. Obviously, thank you so much, Sam Karaoke, for doing this. Thank you, Growth Partners, for allowing this. And allow me to just thank Mr. Joram Winamo for hooking you up with me, or me up with you, whichever it is. Joram of Sandbox, thank you so much for always being there for Get It Right with the Tara Solutions, and for always supporting us SMEs with your expertise and with your network. So thank you so much. Thank you, Sam.
Thank you.
Coming to consult with you. By the way, I like the trophy behind you. It looks really good.
This was from my daughter for being a good father.
Oh, that is so cute. I thought it was for you to what is it called? I thought it was yours. From selling.
Yeah, for selling are not here. But
yes.
I'm a good father. So I'm very proud of this.
Okay, sawa. Kevin Wanjala, hello, may please get that on WhatsApp, that WhatsApp number. Our number is, Jacinta, what is our number? 0111 50 20 93. And you can find us on WhatsApp. Amma, what is the WhatsApp number you're asking for? I hope I'm getting you right, Kevin. If it's our WhatsApp number, it's 0111 2050 93. But if it's Sam's WhatsApp number, because it's not clear who you're looking for, Sam has put his email address there. And yes, or if it's for the giveaway, for the meet and greet, we shall provide you with more details. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Modesta. It's a pleasure doing this. Right, so thank you so much for taking your time to being with us, always every Tuesday. By the way, next week we have Women Fund. We are hosting the CEO of the Women Fund. This is the affirmative fund that we are supposed to take advantage of. So bring on your sisters, your wives, your girls, your girlfriends and girlfriends of girlfriends, everybody, because we are going to learn how to take advantage of the Women Fund. Obviously, we've had Youth Fund and some other affirmative government support. So next week we are doing Women Fund. So thank you so much. Thank you our partners for agreeing to do this. Thank you, Mr. Sam, for your help and assistance. And I hope, how much are the books, by the way?
The books are available at Textbook Center and Prestige Bookshop. You can get them there.
You have a copy. You can see how it looks.
Oh,
you don't have one with you there.
Don't have one near me.
Oh.
Interesting.
Okay.
I have to leave that here. But even on the email, you can just indicate you need it. And if you get it from me, you get it autographed.
Excellent. How much is it going for?
Going for 1,000 shillings.
It's 1,000, but what is the name?
The guy who fired his boss.
So the guy who fired his boss by Sam Karaoke, going for 1,000 shillings. On email, you can request for that. He's also shared his number. You can get in touch with him and he'll be able to hook you up with the book. And I hope I can get my copy soon, Sam.
Yeah, you will.
Yes. So thank you so much, our people. Thank you so much, Balcon Housing, for being with us and supporting us. It's always a pleasure, and thank you for enabling us, helping us, or rather creating a platform for us to be able to impact the nation and the society. By the way, Sam, we normally say we are fixing this nation through information. So
we have to fix it. Yes.
Yes. So Balcon Housing, thank you so much for your partnership. Please remember, we have an offer of 400,000 shillings for an 8-acre plot. So please take advantage. Thank you, Current Technologies, Intercity Secure Homes, Octagon Africa, Pathway Solutions, GeoTrace, Shishi Naturals, JC Beauty, Sorel Laundry, the Career Management Center, Favored Flavored Cakes and Caterers, and Kapila Mintito. We really appreciate your partnership, and we continue growing together as we fix this nation. As always, I am your host, Grace Ndula. Please like our Facebook page. By the way, our Facebook people, habari zenu. I hope you have enjoyed the session. I'm coming to check what is happening there. We have been so caught up here learning how to sell, how to become a better hawker. So, and it's been awesome. So thank you so much. My name is Grace. Follow us on Instagram at Tara Solutions. Follow us on like our Facebook page at Tara Solutions. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Get it right with the Tara Solutions. We are also on LinkedIn at Tara Solutions. I'm on LinkedIn as CHRP Grace Ndula. Please, let's continue interacting. See you physically on 30th of November. However, next Tuesday, same time, same place, as we look at Women Fund. Please go ye and make money. Go ye and close sales. Have a lovely evening, people.